Cyclone season has arrived here in Fiji, and this week we had our first real scare and needed to make a run for shelter, but we struggled to get away in time.
There is one crack.
During the navigation,
So this is the reef here on our right. You can see these rocks.
before the pass,
So we're entering through the reef pass now. We heard the revs increase. Our engine just made a funny noise and we didn't know why.
immediately we say, what happened, what happened?
We're still entering the reef. Yeah, Dad's in the small boat. Also got problems with the big boat. For those of you that are new to our channel, we spent the last 2 years in Fiji refitting an Open 60, originally designed and raced in the Vendée Globe. This week we had the first real potential cyclone scare of the season. Due to our nearly 5-metre draft, the usual cyclone options like going in a cyclone pit or up the mangroves aren't available to us. Instead, our backup plan is to sail approximately 100 nautical miles east to the capital Suva, where there are cyclone moorings available for big ships in a protected anchorage with deep water. With the light winds that we were to experience before the storm, we wanted to put up our biggest headsail, which we call our Code Zero.
Allora, questo è il nostro Code Zero. We install on the stay, the head sail stay. Now there is one cyclone normally come next week. This is the reason why we have to move to Suva. Before the big low pressure always there is no wind, like you see. Because we have to do 100 miles, we need the big sail we have on the first day. Now, yeah, we prepare everything. Okay, halyard is in. We have to attach the jib sheet. The sheet is free. The other one.
But we were struggling to get it up, it kept getting blocked.
We go slowly because sometimes our profile is stuck and we can be sure go inside to the feeder. Okay, look like it's blocked now.
The sail is getting caught on some of the old rivets in the furler foil, which we need to take out and replace. But we don't really have time for this now, as we only have a few days before the nasty weather arrives. And since we now have a new third forestay, we've got 2 more headsails we can use.
3 stay. I never have one boat with a 3 stay. Wow!
So we're trying to get ready to leave to go to Suva to escape this potential system that's coming. But first we had a fuel leak.
Okay, now we have a new problem. We have one leak. You see, this is the rope hold the tank of the diesel. We have one leak from the diesel tank.
We realised the tank was cracked.
Yeah, there is one crack. Joanna, now we got to spend $1,000 for the tank. Ma porca troia. There is also one cyclone come.
So then we had to empty all the fuel in the back there.
We take from the beach 2 times 30 liter. I go to use it return fuel pipe from the engine, like you know the diesel, if you don't know, the diesel engine, they take 100% of fuel and they bring in back something like 80% of the quantity of the fuel they bring from the tank, but my system for empty now the tank probably use it this fuel line coming back. Like this is the engine running, charge the battery, in the same time I can work on the water maker. If it's the correct line, hot fuel going to come out from this pipe. I'm ready to stop the engine if I need, because I have one rope here. This rope I made for stop the engine. If I pull the rope, I stop the engine. Okay, here I have air. I have my hatch I made. And if I have a problem to breathe, I can put the head outside. Now it's a long job.
And decant the rest of it into jerry cans. We then had to hunt around to find a new fuel tank. We're lucky that we actually even found one, especially for that size and in the shape we wanted. So that was a relief.
At the end, we find one good new tank for the boat. Nemo, what do you think about our new tank? You like, eh? Look like one piece of Lego? Yeah. But you don't like, eh? You like or not? Andiamo? Andiamo a bordo, dai. With the relay lì. Nice guy. This is the tank we find in Fiji. It's made in Italy, that makes me very happy. It's 140 liter. The good thing, this is the exactly maximum size I want to install there. It also is more strong. I don't have to put one plywood below. It's quite rigid and strong. Here we had to drill the plastic and manage to find the correct fitting for one return fuel line from the engine.
So Timo then spent all morning today installing it. Here you can see the nice new fuel tank on the left, and on the right is our water tank. And at the back there, on the top, Timo has cut open the old fuel tank to use as storage for all the hydraulic gear. Which he's secured on top of the water tank. As well as making another shelf for storage above the fuel tank. Then he realised he had to go into town to get some new fittings and couldn't find the car key. And he's found a company that can replace it. But it is now maybe 3 o'clock. We want to leave tomorrow morning. And let's hope Timo finds the fittings he needed in town as well, so we can finish the fuel tank today. So I'm just trying to pack up the last stuff so that the boat's a bit more ship-shape tomorrow. All these delays meant we now had less than 24 hours before the bad weather was due to arrive. We're finally ready, probably too late to go to Suva, but we're going to still try and go to a more protected anchorage in Muscat. Luckily, it looked like the worst of this weather was staying offshore, so we felt that Muscat Cove would be protected enough, as it's lined with multiple reefs protecting it from waves in all directions. However, these reefs also make the entrance more tricky, If you'd like to see more from these destinations here in Fiji, please let us know in the comments. Filling the boat up, always a good feeling. Wind has just kicked in, which could be helpful, because of course we're much faster under sail than under engine, but we just don't want it to get too wild or have too much rain to affect our visibility. Yeah, you certainly won't be going anywhere in this. Visibility is like 1 mile. Might just be a passing shower and leave us with a glorious afternoon. The sun came out, so we set off, but there's no wind, so we've got the engine on. That's the island we're going to. This one here. Going to this island? We've been there before, you remember? It's where we saw the crabs. The hermit crabs. The crabs. Oh, look at them all. You see them all moving? Oh, the little crabs. Yeah. Where are they going? Oh, he's moving. Yeah, look at him. Where's he going? Where's he gone? He's going to see Solo. Yeah. Maybe he's Yeah, we're going all the way over there. How'd the fuel tank look?
Good. No.
No leaks? What do you think, Solo? Boat. It wouldn't be a real passage if we didn't arrive with a ready-made sauce. You see these little reefs out here? Little islands? Here, on this chart, Nemo. Look, these ones here. Oh, thank you, Daddy. Nemo, these ones, they're shallow bits. Reefy patches. You have to be careful not to hit them, okay? Are you watching? Good boy. Got a sail up. We use that to move. Yeah. Yeah, the sail. Yeah, the main sail. So our engine just made a funny noise, so we reduced the revs. We're still entering the reef. If we have an issue now, I guess we just drop the anchor where we are. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
The problem is we go on normal revolution. In 1 second the engine augments by itself the ribs a lot. There is nothing touch the lever, no problem on the engine room, water come out, temperature still we don't know because we don't have an indicator, we have only the alarm. I don't know what I can think, maybe when we reinstall the new tank, we put the old tank we have inside and maybe there is some petrol inside to the tank of this. 1 little bit %.
But why just now? mixed
hai
with
rotto
the,
le
it
palle,
would have mixed with the
Devi stare un po' zitti, sì. Siamo concentrati. Siamo concentratissimi. Dai, tu non intervieni.
Well, you don't think it could have been something caught in the intake or something briefly, or the propeller or something? We're entering through the reef pass now, and along with the chart, we always like to use Google Earth, because we've got good reception here in Fiji, and it shows the reefs really clearly. So this is the reef here on our right. You can see these rocks, and there's the marker there, which maybe you can't see, marking the rocks that you only really see at low tide. So I was keeping a good lookout. And then on this side, there's a marker also.
No. Ho detto no. Sedetti seduto subito, basta. Seduto. E stay.
Nemo, stop it. Nemo, no. Nemo, no.
Now it goes.
Sun setting. Just in time.
Stop taking video. We try forward. No crack. Any kind of noise. We don't go in gear.
Unfortunately, we didn't video the next bit because we were a bit busy. But when we tried to increase the revs on the engine to speed up, we realised our speed didn't change, which meant we had a problem with our gearbox. So we attached the dinghy to the side of the boat. Solo's trying to get in.
Go back.
To help us enter the final reef entrance. That's the green, that's the red. Hungry? Oh, who's a lucky dog? What is that? Italian dog. Oh, who's next? Is that your one? What do you say?
Piano, piano, piano.
Oh.
My fault.
Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you.
So what happened today?
During the navigation for entry inside to the Mosque Cove Lagoon, before the pass,
We heard the revs increase, like in one instance, and we didn't know why.
immediately we say, what happened?
And then we decreased the revs to calm the engine down, let's say. And then later, then we continued on.
In the beginning, I continued to think about maybe there is one problem on the fuel, but after, Joanna, see, the boat don't go to the speed normally.
Because later we tried to increase the revolutions again, and we noticed there was no difference in our speed.
We start to realize there's one problem on the gear. We try in and out, we watch in the engine room, Joanna move the lever to the gearbox move.
If it's a problem with the gear and we have to open the sail drive, we're worried that means we have to haul the boat out, which is not easy here for our boat.
If you are lucky, something planting in the propeller, block the propeller. Lucky also, I don't know much, because what can do this? One big log of wood and maybe damage also the hull.
Maybe we've hit something, or something just got caught in the propeller and that stopped it, that we can open up the sail drive to look at it, some aspects of it from inside. A sail drive is composed of two sets of gears, one at the top and one in the bottom.
The one in down can be damaged from the propeller banging something, but if for replace the shaft with the gear,
have to be do it from down. In one boat normally you lift the boat, you do, but in this boat if this is the problem you have to do on the water. If it's in the real gear in the top, that's something more complex, but
Easy to manage outside the water.
But we can do it, we check with our friend Ritesh, you remember our mechanic. The best in Fiji. And can be open the gearbox, I reckon, him think, from the top, but I imagine I have to remove the engine, move out the engine, open the gearbox, the after spare parts.
And then Timo saved the day by jumping in the dinghy and attaching it to the side of the boat to help us manoeuvre in through the last passage and to anchor in a good position for the next few days when we get this nasty weather. Well done, Captain.
Like maybe somebody already understood, we can fix it, everything can broke. Also, we can broke everything and we can fix it also. That is one of my characteristics, quindi there is no big panic, but the only problem at the moment, our case is very low, it's really empty.
Our case, you mean our budget?
Our budget take a lot of surprise, is very empty, but we find always one solution.
Here we go the next 24 hours. So it's only going to get worse. Not super relaxing without an engine. Not super relaxing in any conditions.
It's a disaster.